trade and tariff is on Modi-Vance table. That's the agenda. There are emotive issues like students and deportations also, madam. But what do you think would be the priority for Prime Minister Modi? And how do you think that he is going to make the best with the visit which India is witnessing, madam?
I think, first of all, the very fact that this visit is taking place so soon into the Trump administration is very significant. As you yourself mentioned, this is the first vice presidential visit after 10 years. We do know that Prime Minister Modi had invited former Vice President Kamala Harris to visit India right at the beginning of the Biden administration. But Kamala Harris didn't visit, and all the time that she was there as vice president, she didn't respond to the invitation. But we have seen now in the Trump administration that Vice President JD Vance and his wife and family are here and showing a lot of interest and excitement about their visit to India and their discussions with the with Prime Minister Modi and other members of the Indian administration. We've seen that Vice President JD Vance is actually a very important and significant member of the Trump administration. He's not like just a number two who's never there, but we've seen that he's been playing crucial roles in President Trump's international interlocutions. Even when President Zelensky from Ukraine was there was Vice President JD Vance sitting there in all the talks right there in the White House, in the Oval Office. And we've seen that in many other cases as well. So Vice President JD Vance is a significant advisor to Trump. He plays a significant role in assessing international opinions and positions and works with President Trump on formulations of foreign policy. So his talks with Prime Minister Modi, which are just about to take off, are very significant. You're right, trade and tariffs will be on the front burner, as it were. But I think India and USA have this subject under control because the work on the bilateral trade agreement is well underway. A delegation is going to the US this week, and we have a very ambitious target of increasing bilateral US-India trade to $500 billion US dollars by 2030. That's really a very big target for all these, in such a short while. So it needs a lot of planning. It needs a lot of inputs. Both countries are interested, and I'm sure that their talks will go into all the nitty-gritty and every detail and come up with good, mutually acceptable and mutually beneficial results. So I think this is important. I think of immediate worry is the question of the deportation of the students. Okay. This is affecting a lot of individual students. We do know that it is expected that this year much.
But a lot of people, madam, a lot of people would say that in American politics, the visits of the vice president is more about optics. When the president's visit or the Secretary of State visit, that's the more substantive thing. Ambassador Das Gupta, we are very close to reaching a bilateral deal with America. What do you think would be the key areas where we can meet obstacles with the current administration under Trump? Sir, can you unmute yourself? Sir, can you please unmute yourself?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, we seem to be working very hard to beat this 90-day deadline. And as Ambassador Sikri mentioned, a team is leaving for Washington day after tomorrow. So very significant, I think, developments are expected to take place over the next week or so. And the terms of reference have already been finalized. So within the parameters of the terms of reference, I think 19 chapters, that is what the reports say in the press, have been initiated. So it will cover 4 very broad areas: tariffs, of course, being the foremost; non-tariff barriers, extremely important. Then customs facilitation will also be a part of this, because the Americans have been consistently, they have been complaining that the customs procedures are so cumbersome and time consuming that it costs American exporters a lot of money to sell in India. So all these things will be there. And of course, rules of origin, so that whatever India sells to the US it has a certain Indian content in it. And similarly, if the US sells anything, it should not have more than a certain threshold of content which is produced elsewhere, outside the US. So these are the four basic areas, and let us see how it pans out.
This is India's #1 news network, and you're watching News 9, English news as it should be.